I have some interesting information from the University of Texas in Arlington. They are a student, an assistant professor is working on a design in their building because it's very large, to make it easier for wheelchair users to get around. And, um, you know, that's incredible. What's incredible to me is that the project is part of the NSF's Smart and Connected Communities program and brings together an interdisciplinary team of experts in psychology, uh, kinesiology, which I'm not sure what it is, but social work, computer science, and disability studies. And that, to me, is like the perfect team because you get input from all these disciplines that can totally improve the project itself and, have different ideas and perspectives on a design. So the team's goal is to better understand how wheelchair users perceive and interact with the building's environments, moving beyond standard accessibility guidelines and toward a more user-centered design. So that is awesome. I want to congratulate, the students who are working on this. And so, this is backed by a National Science Foundation grant. So this is, they'll be able to push it forward. The project's key innovation is called WheelCom, a device that captures wheelchair movement data to help engineers design smarter and more inclusive buildings. This university is not very accessible, so they want to improve the accessibility in the building, plus help wheelchair users get around in a better way, in an easier way. So it was about time. The ADA calls for it. So, and just a side note about Texas. Texas is not very accessible, not very wheelchair user understanding. So this step of this university is so important to me and a step in the right direction in Texas to say, hey, the ADA does exist and we need to apply it in a way that the ADA requests it and requires it, but even in a better way if we can improve it. So I think that, this is awesome. So I want to congratulate Park Young is the assistant professor who's guiding this work. So, within the tools, we now have a machine learning sensing technology and collaborative expertise. It's time to rethink how we design buildings that truly serve everyone. So it's that all-inclusive type idea that's been going around in terms of construction, all-inclusive friendly buildings that will serve not only those who are not disabled, but for those who are disabled that might want to purchase a house, purchase an apartment, rent an apartment, and it's been built for people who are disabled and people who are not disabled. So that's the kind of thing that we want to teach in the engineering departments so that, we begin to improve the buildings that we are constructing today. So that is so important. So I thought that was good news that we could share that the University of Texas in Arlington is making strides, making efforts to bring their school up to snuff and easier for wheelchair users to use. So thank you, Park, and good luck to your team. We would love to see the results once everything is said and done. Here is another article that is giving out good news. This comes from Canada, from the Resto Biz. This one was written by Evelyn Long, so thank you, Evelyn, for writing this article because it's a need here in the United States as well. So it's called Enhancing Accessibility for Wheelchair Users in Restaurants. So several times I've brought this theme up about restaurants and talking to restaurant owners in, making them aware that we want to use their facility to enjoy their food and bring our friends and family. So why wheelchair accessibility is important for restaurants? Promote inclusion, prioritizing safety, promising equity, and expanding customer base. So these are, and I always leave the links for these articles in the description box, so you can go there and possibly make notes if you are one who is working with a restaurant. These are some tips and reasons you can give management for helping their restaurant to become ADA compliant. And we'll talk about other accessibility issues that they have in Canada. So accessibility laws to consider. The Accessibility Canada Act is the most comprehensive legislation in the country. It provides a framework to make Canada accessible to all by 2040. So that is a really excellent goal. Yeah, I think it is, pretty daring for a date, but hopefully it'll happen. So includes ideas for constructing a compliant restaurant. So that is awesome. British Columbia, Manitoba, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Ontario each have unique accessibility laws separate from the Accessibility Canada Act. For example, the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act has specific requirements for customer service, as 1 in 4 restaurants has a disability. 1 in 4 residents, not restaurants, residents has a disability. 1 in 4. It requires inclusive communication, permitting assistive devices, and transparency when accessible services are unavailable. Training, reporting, and documentation on progress are also necessary. So making your restaurant inclusive, and these are the points that they've added: ramps and elevators, clear and wide paths, accessible tables, consider restrooms accessible restrooms. So strategic amenities placement. So what does that mean? That means service counters, self-service stations with condiments, garbage cans, pickup locations should all be at reachable heights for those in wheelchairs. Additional reachable controls, including bells to request assistance, are also encouraged. So the assistant bells is something that is foreign to us, but in the UK, they put assistant bells in bathrooms in case a wheelchair user falls on the floor, needs assistance, or someone with disability falls. Then they can press this bell and someone will come to their aid. So these are all excellent ideas and points that we can use when we're talking to managers and encouraging them to create a restaurant that's more accessible more open to us. So I think this is also something that is is good news for us. It is excellent news for Canada, and something that we can work on, in seeking out those restaurants that we really want to try out. All right, folks. Restaurant projects coming up.